Hey, thanks for joining me, guys. Today I'm going to tie something called the standing shrimp. So we're going to start by wrapping our thread about halfway down the hook shank. Okay. We go halfway back up, so we're about a quarter of the way down the hook shank. And then we want to take some bead chain eye, or you can use dumbbell eye if that's all you got. But bead chain eye usually is what is used with this. It keeps it from being too heavy, but also gives it a nice little look of an eye. Okay, so you want to wrap that in with some X-wraps. And then we want to cross over. And then we want to wrap all the way down to the bend of the hook shank. Now, before we continue, we want to make sure that these eyes do not move. So we want to put a little dot of super glue on them. Okay. And next we're going to tie in something called Petite talking wine here, Petite Estaz. And Estaz is a great type of chenille. Just really gives a lot of, shine to a fly. So I'm going to start that and start wrapping up the hook all the way to where the eyes are. You want to really make sure and tie this in nice and tight. You want to do 2 or 3 wraps right there to really lock that in. You want to cross over to the front part, right past the eyes, and turn your fly upside down. And then next, we are going to tie in our material. This is super fiber, and you want to measure out to, and actually first we want to make sure and give these a nice taper, look like the head of shrimp. Okay, you want to measure out about the very longest spot, maybe 2 times the shank of the hook. As you can see, that's about the length you want right here. Okay, measure that out and then cut off a nice square spot of it. By the way, you don't want a lot of this. You saw how big the piece is. You do not need a lot of it. Okay, so once you got that on, you want to tie it in so it's not covering the eye of the hook, of course. Okay, now you got that in. Next step is to take a Sharpie. I like to give bars on these, so I'm tying light pink today, so I'm going to use a little bit darker color pink Sharpie. Alright. Next is to tie in the eyes. So these eyes, I'm going to put a video soon on how to make these, so that way you don't have to buy them. But these mono eyes are great. They really look like shrimp eyes. Okay, so we want to tie those in to right about where the bend of the hook is. Okay. Okay, once you get them in, you can always adjust them later. You just need to make sure they're on. Okay, a couple nice tight wraps to cinch that in before you clip off the excess. Again, make sure you're not covering the the hook, or the eye of the hook. Then you can pull these up and really give them a nice bend upward. You see there? Okay. And then last, we're going to take some crazy legs. This stuff I found, and it's really nice. It's got a, it's not just one solid color. It's light. This one's light pink with some black flake, so it kind of looks like legs of a shrimp or antenna. So we're going to tie that in a little bit past the end of your fiber here, and okay. Got one in, just right on top. Okay, and bend it over on itself and tie that piece in. Okay, and you want to measure these out to about the same length, and then you can lip finish. Now it's very important with these flies to make sure and epoxy the head or super glue the head. Keeps everything in there. I like to epoxy, so I'm going to take this UV curing epoxy and I'm going to put a drop very little is all you need. You don't need a lot of this. Drop of it on. Take my bodkin. Make sure it's evenly distributed. Alright. Then we're going to take our UV curing light and cure that. Okay, there we go. And that is the standing shrimp, or at least my version of it. If you like what you see, I've got many more videos coming, so please subscribe. Thank you.